Craig, we're on a great run of form at the moment. 25 games unbeaten. Last time we tasted defeat was August the 1st in Luxembourg. 10 consecutive victories as well. Confidence amongst the players and the staff must be sky high at the moment.
Yes, of course. Winning a football game breeds confidence, doesn't it? And working hard and training and having good organisation and like you said, winning games breeds confidence. So yeah, but not overconfident. We speak about it all the time. I speak about it all the time. All that's gone. Them 25 games previous are all gone. They mean nothing at this moment in time. The next one is Penybont at home, and that's the most important one. They're a good team. They haven't quite hit the heights yet of what they had last season, but obviously they've got a good manager with some good players, and no doubt they'll be saying, I would imagine, there's no better pace to start a good run from is to play Park Hall with TNS away. So we got to make sure we are not complacent. We're ready. We're prepared properly, and make sure we perform on the day.
Since the promotion to the top flight, we've played Penybont on 17 occasions. We've drawn 4, won 13. So we do have a good record. But I think it's true to say that when you look at the games themselves, they have been very tight indeed. We were there not that long ago on match day 11. We were 1-0 down at the break, and it was 4 second-half goals that secured the win. So they are much closer than perhaps the statistics indicate.
Yeah, they are. When you look at the bigger picture, them stats that they look at it, but you look at each game. If you look at it individually, they've always been tough games. I think it was 1-1 here with a penalty in the second half to Penybont, and then I think my second game back we won 1-0 with a late goal from Ryan Brobble. So yeah, they're well organised. You don't qualify for European competition as they have done, and also have the players they've got. They've got as much football league experience in the league, as players as what any team has. Possibly more. Some fantastic players that have played at a really good level and had really good careers. So that doesn't happen by accident. So they're good players, and it'll be a tough game. Without a doubt, it'll be a tough game. But we know that, and we've got to make sure that when we turn up on Saturday, that first whistle goes at 2:30. Then we are well and truly up for it.
And with both Penybont and Haverfordwest in the bottom half of the table as we speak, do you feel that that's perhaps a European hangover sometimes for teams that, unlike the New Saints and Connah's Quay, who are first and second at the moment, haven't perhaps had that experience of dealing with the transition from one to the other?
Yeah, it's tough. You having a 11.5-month season. Some of these players, probably only had 2 weeks off, and obviously a lot of them are part-time as well. So you look at it, and it's really tough. I think you don't realise that. Fortunately, we've got a lot of experience at this football club, and I've had a lot of experience. I think it's been 10 years, in European football. So yeah, it's not as, I'm not saying it's not as easy. No, it's great. It's what everyone tries to produce on the end of the season. The European, the goal is to get into Europe. Of course, it's a holy grail, if you like, of the Welsh football. But it comes with its hangovers because, like I said, it's it's tough to ask players to go again, without having 2-3 weeks off. All of a sudden it becomes 11.5-month season, and yeah, sometimes there's negatives to it, and injuries, and players haven't had enough recovery over the summer, etc., etc. So it's a knock-on effect, which it can be tough to, you might need 4 or 5 seasons in it to get everyone used to it and get to get the players. Certainly the players that are part time, it is really tough. So I feel for Haverfordwest and Penybont. They've both done fantastic in Europe and represented Wales, proudly, and they're possibly having a little bit of a hangover, but both got good players, good managers, and I'm sure I'm sure that it won't last for too long.
You made 5 changes last weekend at Carmarthen Town. A couple of them, Danny Davis and Josh Pask, got themselves on the score sheet, which is a feat, of course, as they are defenders. Has that perhaps complicated your selection process for the Penybont game?
Not really, no, not at all. Like you said, we are Wednesday now, and and I know what team I'm going to play on Saturday. So when you start to get to Wednesday, Thursday, obviously you review your game previously, you review individual performances, you have a little look at the opposition. Do we need to, what players will suit winning that game best, and etc., etc. But when you get to Wednesday, we're Wednesday after training now. then we've done some tactical stuff. So yeah, I know my team and how we're going to play and what we're going to, and what team's going to start.
And we've made reference to the great run of form that the New Saints is on at the moment. But as we look at the table, although we do have 2 games in hand, the lead is still just 6 points. So there's still everything to play for.
Yeah, of course there is. There's everything to play for all the time. Forget that league. Obviously it's there for a reason, because you want to be top of the league. But the standards that I, myself, and the players and the football club want to set, every game we should be setting them standards. So whether we're 6 points ahead, 10 points ahead, 2 points behind, whatever it may be, there's a pressure and a standard of where we should be performing.
And as we speak, one of the domestic cup competitions has been made, the draw for the semi-final, and we find ourselves playing Guilsfield in the new year.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be tricky. Ideally, all you can ask for is a home draw, but obviously we didn't. Geographically, it probably suits us better than going down to Cardiff or Pontypridd or going to Swansea. So yeah, Guilsfield's 20-25 minutes up the road, and there's a lot of connections. We've had a lot of players out there on loan, over the period of time. Obviously, Lenny works at the football club as a coach, so there's a lot of there's a lot of connections. So I don't expect it to be an easy game anyway, shape or form. It's an opportunity for Guilsfield to get in a cup final, the 1 game away from a cup final. So we've got to make sure when that game comes around in the new year that we match their desire and passion, and we want to get to a cup final.
And finally, Craig, as you've already stated, you've got your starting 11 in place for the weekend's game. But what is the general injury situation like, especially with those players, Declan McManus as an example, coming back into the setting?
Yeah, good. Deck's had near enough a full week as we stand now, so we'll have a conversation with Deck and Phil the physio, and I'm not too sure whether Deck will be available for this weekend. He might be, but if he's not available this weekend, he certainly will be next weekend. It might just be precaution this weekend, but it might be the opportunity to get Deck on the bench, on Saturday. So he's doing really well. Joined in full training, scoring goals in training, looking good. So yeah, from that point of view, then we are glad and excited to have Deck back training, and hopefully on Saturday he might be involved in the matchday squad.
Well, that's certainly great news, and we all look forward to that very much indeed.